Coming up, find out the unexpected hiding place for a fugitive.
And we have fresh information on a local shooting.
We'll have these stories and more. Your News Valdosta starts now. Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Stephen Rubin.
And I'm Zach Sachs, and charges have been filed against a Valdosta man in the death of a construction foreman. Police say Amos Haynes has been charged with murder and robbery following an investigation into the September 10th death of Xavier Jones. Xavier Jones worked as a construction foreman at a home renovation site and was shot multiple times at his work site. Police say Amos Haynes had previously worked for Jones when they were in a money dispute and is now being held in the Lowndes County Jail.
Thomasville police say they've captured and jailed a fugitive who's been on the run. Officers say they found 25-year-old Desma Cachet Brown hiding in an oven this weekend. She's facing financial fraud and other charges. Reports say Brown had been living with an older man who took people into his home during times of need. When the man confronted Brown over her unauthorized use of his credit card, she fled his residence. Authorities say Brown had been living at the residence for at least 2 years.
A Valdosta man has turned himself into authorities in Alabama. Jabe Hepburn is suspected of firing multiple gunshots at an apartment complex here in Valdosta on Norman Drive. Three people were inside the apartment, but only one reported any injuries. Hepburn is facing 7 felonies, counting 3 counts of aggravated assault, 1 count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, 3 counts of home invasion in the first degree.
Republican Senate nominee David Perdue can now add one major political figure to his growing list of endorsements. Former President George H.W. Bush has officially endorsed Perdue's candidacy, saying that Perdue's background and success in the private sector sets him apart from opponents. The endorsement came at a good time for Perdue since he has been dropping in the polls recently. Perdue is facing Democratic nominee Michelle Nunn in a closely contested election for Senator Zaxby Chambliss' seat. Chambliss is set to retire at the end of his term.
The Supreme Court of Georgia has reversed a lower court's ruling. This is the decision stating that Lowndes County has the right to stop a private company from providing curbside trash service because they say it violates a new local ordinance. The ordinance authorizes an exclusive franchise agreement that the county will provide curbside collection. Deep South Sanitation sued the county, saying the ordinance created an illegal monopoly. The Supreme Court of Georgia pointed out, however, that local government entities are immune from antitrust laws when engaged in anti-competitive practices. The ruling means Lowndes County can implement this ordinance.
Valdosta Regional Airport noted the reopening of its renovated fire and rescue station Friday. News Valdosta reporter Mark Mongell has more on the story.
Friday's ribbon cut ceremony at Valdosta Regional Airport's Fire and Rescue was a success. Many people showed up in support of the new facility, as well as to recognize the hard work that went into the 7 years that this project has been in the works. Airport manager Jim Galloway gave some insight on how the building was developed, followed by a demonstration of the new fire trucks. These new trucks hold 1,000 gallons of water. The fire truck drivers have full control on where the water is being directed from the inside of the vehicle. This makes some situations much safer for our firefighters. These fire trucks also hold foam and dry chemical, which is effective for different fire situations. The water pumps on the front of the trucks have the ability to move in different directions to make sure they are hitting the affected area. I spoke with firefighter Scott Guerin to give some insight on what makes these fire trucks different than the old ones.
They have the capability of pumping and rolling, whereas a regular structural truck normally just sits. We have the capability of driving while fighting fire.
It's definitely reassuring that our local heroes are a little bit safer on the job.
Yes, today is a day to show that we all come together as one to provide a higher level of services to the citizens of the community.
Keeping us safe is all they have in mind. The entire project is valued just under $3 million. Over 90% of the funding came from state and federal grants. The remainder came from Valdosta's very own airline passengers that fly in Valdosta's regional airport every day. Approximately 75% of the $3 million was spent on our region. For News Valdosta, I'm Mark Mongell.
Georgia's unemployment rate of 8.1% is the second worst in the nation, falling only behind the state of Mississippi. One local county is seeing worse numbers than that. According to the Department of Labor, Tift County still remains at an 8.6 unemployment rate. Jason Carter is the Democratic nominee for governor, and he calls these numbers disastrous for all families, while Republican Governor Nathan Deal says the state's doing better.
This weekend, nearly 2,000 people participated in the 5th annual South Georgia Pride Festival. Held in Valdosta's John Sanders Park, free HIV testing was available to festival goers, along with informative literature, contraception, and t-shirts. The executive director of the festival, Renee Jones, said not only was a large number of participant members of the LGBT community, but Straight Alliance members as well. When we come back, find out who's the new president-elect of the Georgia Vascular Society.
And we're going to tell you about a career fair that's happening here at a local school. Stay tuned.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
This is Howard Chu, Music Director of your Valdosta Symphony Orchestra. Join us in celebrating the VSO's 25th anniversary with an exciting season featuring world-renowned soloists and South Georgia's own VSO. Experience the power of music live in Valdosta. For more information, call 229-333-2150 or find us at valdostasymphony.org.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
The Georgia Vascular Society has a new president-elect. Dr. Marie Solis of South Georgia Medical Center recently was named president-elect of the Georgia Vascular Society. The GVS was established to promote the science and art of diagnosing and managing heart disease. Dr. Solis is board certified by the American Board of Vascular Surgery, and he joined the SGMC staff this past September.
Brooks County residents were in for a long spell of spelling last week, as Jordan Barella reports.
Spelling bees are not just for elementary kids anymore. Here at Quitman Church of God, the Brooks County Bee is being held tonight. Brooks County Family Connection hosted the Spelling Bee to raise funds for an upcoming project.
Spelling Bee funds go to support Heaven's Sleigh, and we buy Christmas gifts for children in the community that otherwise wouldn't have Christmas gifts.
Wiregrass Georgia Technical College hosted the annual Spelling Bee to raise funds for GED testing.
Generates funds for the GED class that are being held here in Brooks County. Adult education is needed in all of the communities, but as well as the funding is not always there for the students. So a fundraiser to assist with the testing for the GED, as well as a learning environment, improving the learning environment. Some of the funds will be used to paint the classroom that they're in, but the majority of it will be to assist the student in taking the GED test.
Teams of up to 5 competed for top speller. Costumes were also highly encouraged. If someone from the team misspelled a word, the team could purchase a Spell It Again for $25. Each team was given a Spell It Again that was covered in the $125 application fee. For News Valdosta, I'm Jordan Barella.
The third annual Careers in Construction and Engineering Fair is tomorrow. The fair is going to be sponsored by Wiregrass Georgia Technical College and is going to be held at the Valdosta campus. Directed specifically at high school students, the fair is going to let sponsors showcase potential career path to the student, and sponsors can also recruit students for future employment. For further details about the fair, you can find out more at wiregrass.edu.
The City of Valdosta is welcoming GICH participants. GICH is the Georgia Initiative for Community Housing Conference. The GICH is offering communities a 3-year program of technical assistance regarding housing and community development, and also launching a plan to improve housing needs.
Lowndes High School's Fellowship of Christian Athletes will participate in the National See You at the Flagpole event this Wednesday at 7 a.m. Students from around the globe in every time zone are going to gather at their flagpoles and pray. This week is also the Global Week of Student Prayer. Those schools cannot impose prayer on students, but students can pray outside of scheduled classes.
When we come back, Taylor Williams will give you a look at our upcoming weather.
So stay with us.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making Home Affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family.
Ooh.
So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
And we are back here at News Valdosta.
Now let's take a look at the weather with Taylor Williams. Taylor, what's the forecast?
Thank you, Stephen. Today we have a high of 88, but it will feel like 90. The winds will be light and variable. There's only a 20% chance of rain for the rest of the afternoon. There is a low of 66 degrees expected tonight. It will also be cloudy and windy, but humid as well. Tomorrow's forecast will also be partly cloudy with a high of 81 and a low of 64 degrees, along with a 10% chance of rain. The UV index was expected to be very high at a level of 9 today, with a similar level tomorrow. So avoid the sun if you can and keep your sunscreen handy. The pollen has been very high today. Make sure you take your allergy medicine if you're having problems. And that's our weather report for now. So let's go back to you all at the news desk.
Thanks, Taylor. When we come back, we'll give you the weekend sports update.
Stay with us.
Valdosta State University.
Encouraging.
In-depth inquiry.
Hands-on experience.
Service and involvement.
And a global view.
While offering
a beautiful residential campus.
Over 100 fields of study.
Graduate and online degrees.
And championship athletics.
All in a warm and friendly community.
Get connected and involved.
Do more. Become more.
Valdosta State University.
Welcome back.
Now we're going to check in with our very own Jordan Barella to see what's going on in the world of local sports. Jordan?
Thanks, Zach. The Valdosta State Blazers football team missed their chance for another victory against the Delta State Statesmen Saturday afternoon. The Blazers lost to Delta State 49-32. During the game, the Blazers were flagged 14 times for 126 yards, but not all was lost during the game. Anthony Pastelli scored a career-long 49-yard field goal that was intercepted by Delta State starter Tyler Sullivan. The Blazers are set to hit the road for an away game against the University of North Alabama Lions this Saturday. In high school football, the Valdosta Wildcats emerged over the Veterans High School's Warhawks in a complete win, 34-0. The game kicked off with senior Josh Norwood running the opening kickoff, scoring a touchdown that put the Wildcats on the board. The Wildcats solidified their advantage over the Warhawks in the first half with 3 touchdowns. In the final 5 minutes of the first half, Messingill and Schumann both threw touchdown passes that ultimately gave the Wildcats a 34-0 win. The Lady Blazers volleyball continued their winning streak at the Gulf South Conference with their second straight win yesterday at the complex. The Blazers defeated the Bucks of Christian Brothers University in a 3-1 win. Senior Destiny Berry led the Blazers to victory, dominating each set with a .682 hitting percentage, all while making only one error. Berry was also the stronghold of defense for the game, with a total of 5 blocks for the afternoon. The tremendous win brought the Lady Blazers to a 3-2 Gulf South Conference win and a 6-2 record overall. Due to the loss, the Bucks dropped 2-4 in GSC play and 3-7 overall. The Lady Blazers are set to continue GSC play as they travel to Florence, Alabama to face the North Alabama Lions Friday. Thanks for tuning into sports. I'm Jordan. Back to you all at the desk.
Thanks, Jordan.
And when we come back, we're going to find out about a local theater performance. Be sure to stay with us.
That's slow. That's slow. Look, he's blushing. Seriously. Okay.
When every moment matters and a hand reaches out, when someone gives blood and a life is saved, that moment when heartbreak turns to hope, you're there through the American Red Cross. Every day, the Red Cross responds to nearly 200 neighborhood emergencies, and your support makes it possible. Use this moment to join us today. Visit redcross.org.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
A local company receives an award for its hard work and dedication to the community this week. Valdosta State University's Theater and Dance Area is celebrating the opening of its 2014 to 2015 season with the Spitfire Grill. This first performance was held Thursday night, but the show continues through Wednesday in the Lab Theater on the second floor of the VSU's Fine Arts Building. Tickets can be reserved by calling the VSU Theater and Dance box office.
The Leading Business of the Week award is prestige that is given to any successful business that has been a member of Valdosta's Chamber of Commerce for 5 or more years. Once again, this week's award winner is the Miller Hardware Company. This fourth-generation family-owned business has been operating in Valdosta since 1908, serving residents of South Georgia and North Florida. That's our program for today. Thanks for watching News Valdosta. I'm Stephen Rubin.
And I'm Zach Saxon. We'll see you again tomorrow.